All right, so usually I would say welcome to another exciting episode, but I don't know if excited, is the adjective I should use here. But this is part two, right? Welcome to the part two of, depression and social media conversation, right? Let's dive in. I want to know this, right? Especially like you said, I know what depression looks like. I know what the anxiety looks like. Bipolar, right? I just want to understand how it looks like.
Okay.
Because trust me, there are people dealing with it and they don't know.
Yes, that's one of the issues when you don't know your diagnosis. So
Yeah.
there are people who live their whole lives thinking, oh, I'm just weird, I'm just wired this way.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
my
gosh.
character.
I'm
that's
weird.
that's my personality.
motto.
Like that's how I am. And even sometimes their families and friends say this is how the
This is how the person is.
So you end up living your whole life thinking, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. This is how I've always been. Or my mother was like that, or my father was like that. Not knowing that it probably is genetic. So it's just passed down onto you. And you wanted to know how it presents itself.
Yeah.
So I told you that bipolar disorder is a two-in-one sickness. We have the mania and the depression. So when you are we call it a manic episode. When you're having the mania, the symptoms, some of the symptoms are you can start having high energy, high sexual appetite. You become excessively generous. Maybe you start giving out your things or tipping people excessively. And then another thing too is that sometimes you can even insult people. People who are very close to you, people you love very much. You start insulting them or saying things. In this world, we all have relationships with people. Once in a while, they will hurt your feelings. You don't talk about it. But when you're having a manic episode, your inhibitions are lowered. So you can say things that maybe it's a secret or things that when you say will get. But when you are in that state, I tell people, when you are having bipolar disorder, it's like you have a doppelganger who takes over your mind and is controlling you are just there, you can't do anything. So people think, oh, it's now who is doing it, it's now who insulted me, it's now who gave out her clothes, it's now meanwhile too, you have no idea till the episode is over. And some of the things you can also do is you can be very reckless and dangerous to yourself. So you see that someone who is manic may take their own car and be driving at top speed on the road, not caring that they can be a danger to themselves or people on the road. Then we have the depression. So when you swing from the mania, you swing to the depression. So you see that someone was very excited, doing all those things. Now they become very depressed. And I tell people, depression is like it's like you are in a prison. Every day you tell yourself you want to come out, like, oh, I want to be fine. You want to snap out of it, but you just can't. It's like you don't have the keys, and even if people are trying to help you to get the keys, you don't have the energy, you don't have the zeal, and sometimes it can also feel like a hole. Every day it keeps getting deeper, darker, deeper and deeper and deeper.
I call it slipping into a hole.
Yeah, that's how it feels for a lot of people, like an abyss. You want to get out of it. So with the depression, the energy goes down. You may either have loss of interest. You can have loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed. You can also have you'll be sleeping excessively, or maybe you are not able to sleep. That's the insomnia.
Your home is a mess.
Yes, that is true. It happens to me
your
too.
Your home is a mess, and then it's affecting you negatively that your home is a mess. It's crazy.
And imagine if like you have to take care of your kids in addition to taking care of that. So you see that if someone is depressed, when you visit their house, everything is in a mess. And you'll be wondering, why can't you just get up? But you can't. It's like
Daniela.
Wow.
You can't. You want to do it, but you can't.
I want to say thank you for bringing certain situations now, because sometimes there are things that we normally think it's normal. You want to take your time. But these are some of the factors of depression, which I can boldly say it here right away, because it's much more of real. I don't like telling stories that is not me. So last week I had a meeting somewhere, and then we had a good conversation. And then I had to train people we had to train people like on some spirits, as in Don Julio tequila.
Yeah.
So I did everything, and everybody was amazed about how I trained and everything, how they distill it, the different levels and everything. We finished it up, and I had to go for another meeting. That meeting was just for short training, but not knowing it wasn't a short training. It was about 4 big outlets in this city that I need to take off, like train, do menu, help in costing. When it comes to like a purchasing, I need to give the right people to do those things. So it's like a group of chain that wants me.
Okay.
And could you imagine that just for me to respond to the staff, because I know it's my normal staff, I have not responded to the staff.
Yeah.
So this, what you're telling me, is one of them.
Yeah.
And I can sleep daytime a lot.
Yes.
Nighttime, I don't sleep. And all these things are things that you are letting me pick up to understand. That is depression, but you think. And the next thing that I can boldly say it out, because sometimes some of us don't know that is the problem. And so we find out people who are very close.
Yeah.
When I'm giving things out, you know what? Someone can tell me, I love your shoe. I can just take my shoe off. And I can even buy a slippers, just normal slippers, and wear. I don't value things around me.
Yeah.
Things that I'm being gifted based on my job. If I travel out, people can ask me, they see they like it, I give it out for free. Do you get it? Because sometimes we think we are generous, we are human, but there might be a problem that we have not figured out yet.
Yeah.
So for like us talking on this platform, and let's say on this moment, it makes me figure out certain things that, okay, fine. How do I reverse such situations?
Yeah.
Because,
I'm happy that even you sitting here is learning, and I hope that you guys listening, also learn. Just to circle back here, especially for you, SC, how do you think, you were diagnosed at 21?
Yeah, and I'm now 29.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I turned 29 in July.
That is July. What date?
19th.
My mom is 12. My mom is 12. My junior brother is 6.
Wow.
July
fan.
The cancers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think just to circle back, especially on social media, just how big, like honestly, I feel like we're living half of our lives, on social media these days. Yes. So with just how big social media is, personally to you, how would you say, like, is it a trigger for you? When does it trigger you? What would you tell someone who is struggling with mental, health issues to look out for in social media?
Okay, so I tell people that social media sometimes can be a stage where people perform. So if you are not careful, you might think
it's not sometimes though.
Some people go there to perform. Some too is reality.
Sure.
So I tell people that if you are not careful, it's like you being at home watching a movie and thinking it's real, but it's just a movie. So sometimes I tell people you need to be very careful. So something happened to me last year. I'm currently unemployed, and people were rejecting me. Like I go for an interview, apply for a job, I'll get a rejection. Then I open Instagram. I love Instagram. I'm not going to lie. I love Instagram. Sometimes it helps me to know about events. It helps me to... and sometimes I tell people that I follow certain people because they offer me a free resource, like information or anything that I might learn from this person. Sometimes I say it's not only your therapist who can teach you something. You can have someone who is not a therapist, but they can teach you stuff. So I realized that, I'll be rejected, I'll be sad and everything. And I open social media, maybe LinkedIn. Then you see the pressure. I've just been given this job with Microsoft. So I'll get really sad that, why is it that everybody's life seems to be going on very well for them? Or I'll see people going on trips, on vacations. And, and the social media influencers, I say, are the ones...
even lost.
The social media influencers are the ones who give the most pressure sometimes because, they wake up, get ready with me, a day in my life, and everything looks so glamorous.
It does.
Everything looks so perfect. There's this influencer I follow in Nigeria. She doesn't have the glamorous house. She will just give it to you straight. Like, she lives in a very small room with her son. They go and they cook. she takes him to bath. That's everything. So I realized a lot of people are following this girl because they realize that she's giving the natural,
Yeah, she's being real.
Yeah, real. Whilst those people are doing that. So I tell people, look, when you're on social media, filter what you want to be following. If it means unfollowing someone for you to have your peace of mind, please do that. I think I remember Ama Governor, she was saying she used to follow ladies with very spectacular bodies, you know, people who have gone under the knife. And every time she opened her Instagram, those kind of ladies,
and you're conscious.
It makes you very conscious about your body. And in the end, you realize that your body positivity keeps going lower and lower. So she had
subconsciously.
She had to unfollow some of these people. So know who you follow, know who you unfollow. If you unfollow someone, they will not come and blast you for unfollowing them. If it means blocking somebody, just do that for your own, because it's a stage. Don't go there thinking everything you see there is real. That's why sometimes when some couples come out to say they are divorced, people are shocked.
Like, but they were just here.
They were the red carpets, they were doing this, because that is stage life, and we have a real life. So just tell yourself that, look, I'm doing my best, like what your friend told you. See how far you have come. Look at yourself. Look at your story. Don't be looking at other people, because I can assure you, if you say you look at people every day, you'll be depressed all the time. Sometimes I even think about it, that before social media, how was life? Because I remember when we were in JHS, we didn't really have this much pressure like that. But when social media came, you know, and sometimes even people gifting things to their friends. You see people who say, my birthday, see my car. You know, all these things. It's peer pressure.
Like,
so just
where do I find those friends?
You know, just advise yourself. And sometimes, the last thing I want to say is, these things you see on social media, like maybe your beautiful dress you are wearing here, someone may love your feathers and everything. But for all you know, it was gifted to you by the designer. Do you get
Helen
it?
Stevens.
You see, so sometimes you just have to, like, don't always believe what you see. Sometimes people are just working with brands and sponsors just to also bring traction. Exactly. So don't always be deceived. It's very dangerous to do that.
I love that.
Yes, and I've heard of stories where people have completed suicide because they were trying to follow someone and it didn't work out.
Very true. So I think we're bringing the conversation to an end, right? You know, is there something you just
all right? So for me, what I can just say is, like, do what you want to do.
Yes.
As in, like, believe in your dreams, and also not to think of what people are doing. Everybody came to this world for a purpose. Define yourself, and also try as much as possible to live life to please yourself. You don't know any world. This is the world that you have, and this is where you know. You don't know anywhere else. There are stories of destinations, but it is not every destination that you can go there and come back. So for me,
punchline.
So for me, as a person, one of the things is I don't look up to anybody. I respect every single body. I always want to live life as a noble lifestyle. And I want to just make sure that if I can eat rice, my brother or my sister can eat rice. If I eat kinky, that is it. I don't need a Porsche car. No. If I have money to buy a Porsche car, I'll buy a bus, and then I can share with people. I can buy buses for people to also. If I want to eat at 20-star hotel, it's better I eat at a chow bar for 1,000 people to eat. That is how I believe in life. So I can't choose life for people. Some of us have seen the world. We've seen the world. We've been with people. It's not for us to show off, but it's for us to understand that the world is getting much more chaotic, and also in this world, it's pushing a lot of people into negative lifestyle. For me, I envy nobody. I want to help every single person that I can help. I want to be there for everybody who needs my help, and also whoever want to help me. Why not?
Nice.
Because everybody needs somebody.
All right, so I really do hope that you guys got a lot, like I personally did. This is what I'm going to leave you with. I'm sorry if I feels like I'm preaching, but it's important, right? Yes. Trust me, when you're depressed, you don't know that you're depressed. You don't know that when you're suicidal, you don't know that you're suicidal. it's funny. Yeah, for me, this is this is how mine works. First, I'm thinking, how it would be so nice to be dead. I don't have to feel I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm not here to see the BS. Do you understand? Everything is my back case. That's how it starts. Then you're like, okay, fine. I should not be thinking this way. You're talking to yourself. I shouldn't be thinking because you know better, right? Especially if you've been to school and all of that. And then the next minute is like, okay, so if I wanted to die, how would I do it, right? So you start thinking, how can I do it? How would it be painless? Oh, they said this. Oh, I watched this movie. Oh, I watched. That's how it starts. So in your head, you think, oh, I'm just thinking these things, and I'll throw it aside. But you're suicidal, and it's gonna, grow. That's how. The next thing, you're on the internet. Googling the gas, Googling a method, and you're like, no, I won't do it. And this is why I tell myself, oh, if I get here, I will talk to someone. And then you get there, it's like, no, but I'm still in control. You're not in control. I think it's about time that you took your mental health very seriously. We live in an era where it is, I always say, I feel like now it's a currency. Right, I don't know anyone who hasn't struggled with some mental health issue, be it anxiety,
at one point in your life.
Exactly, be it imposter syndrome, be it there are so many things we're dealing with psychologically. Talk to someone. Talk to someone. There are professional therapists. There are even your friends.
In every hospital right now, you can get
and
a
mental health.
psychiatrist.
And mental health is actually free, right? In the government hospitals, please. I do not know about private ones. I can't speak for them, but I know if you go to Comfanoche, you can get help. If you go to Kolebu, you can get help. Talk to someone. If you can't go there, reach out to a friend, someone you trust, your parent, anyone. Tell them, I need help. Yes, tell them, I need help. If you're religious, yes, pray, but you still need help. Yes. And there's nothing wrong with you. You're very normal. What is not normal to me is if you haven't ever struggled with any mental health issue. Then you don't belong on this planet. Sure. So let's take this seriously, right? Like I said, we're gonna put out, a communique after this episode. If we've triggered you, it was not intentional. Please seek help, right? We need you alive. So I just want to say a big thank you to Helen Steven for making me look all dolled up. Yeah, you guys should go there, let her hook you up, right? I'm looking like a delish Ghanaian. You get what I mean? And we are sumptuously refreshed, right, by Savor Paradise. So you guys to hit them up as well, especially when you're having your event and all of that. Thank you to those guys, right? Bye.